Welcome back to Dante's Inferno, where today we'll be studying Canto 12. Our heroes, Dante and Virgil, back in Canto 11, and as you recall, they took a little break because of what? The horrible stench. That's the canto where Virgil explained to Dante what all of the layers of hell were. In this canto, in Canto 12, our two heroes are going to be descending down a bank that is so steep that Dante compares it to the famous landslides of Marco. Once they get to the bottom, they catch sight of this hideous, heinous, half-man, half-bull creature that is the Minotaur. It responds to them by doing what? Biting himself. Yeah, you'll notice that most of the sinners in hell do inflict pain upon themselves. At the bottom, Virgil starts to shout at the Minotaur, and he tries to tell the Minotaur that Dante is not his hated enemy. See, the Minotaur thinks that Dante is Theseus. You might remember who Theseus was from previous discussions. But Virgil explains that Dante is only there to watch the sinners suffer. Yeah, he gets a kick out of seeing other people suffer, I guess. That makes the Minotaur furious, and he charges at him. Dante and Virgil run out of there, and they slip and slide down this steep embankment. Once Virgil and Dante are no longer in danger of being impaled by the long horns of that ferocious Minotaur, Virgil tells Dante how the landslide came about. Virgil now tells Dante that they're coming up on this bloody river at the boundary of the seventh circle, which is called Phlegethon, and it is full of boiling blood. However, naturally, nothing comes easy to these two. Trouble comes along. And along these fiery banks of the river, the boiling, bloody river, Phlegethon, this herd of centaurs, which are half men, half horse creatures, and they're armed with bows and arrows that they're going to start to shoot at Dante and Virgil, of course. As Dante and Virgil approach this herd of centaurs, Virgil whispers the names of the centaurs to Dante, and he tells Dante what each of their crimes were, and those were crimes of violence. Chiron, who is a centaur, approaches him and his arrow is drawn, and he says to his herd, "Have you seen this guy?" Meaning Dante, the guy who moves whatever he touches. That kind of indicates to them that Dante can cause his environment to change, which signifies that he's actually a living being, unlike the souls that are down in hell. Virgil tells Chiron that, yeah, he's right. Dante is, in fact, a living creature, and that he's on a mission from God. We know that every time Virgil tells these guys that they're on a mission from God, that they have to let him pass. We know what happens if they don't let him pass, just like when they called from the heavenly messenger from heaven to come down and help him out when they couldn't get through the walls of Dis. So he reassures the centaurs that they're not robbers, that he just needs somebody to guide them across the bloody river. And not only to guide them across, but this time Dante, remember he faints at everything, is going to ride on one of their backs. I wonder what Dante's going to do now. Chiron goes on, and he's not happy about letting these two guys pass, and he chooses Nessus to guide them and to defend them. By the way, Nessus was, his past crimes were that he had kidnapped Hercules' wife and did some rotten things to her. and it indirectly caused Hercules' death. So, still, the heroes, Virgil and Dante, trust that Nessus will get them across the river Phlegethon. Then they come along the sinners, who are submerged up to their throats in hot blood. Nessus starts to name them. One of them is Guy Montefort. He had murdered a prince called Prince Henry. And Dante notices that the depth of the bloody river changes depending on the violent deed of the sinner. And they're at a place where some sinners are only ankle deep when they cross. Nessus explains that on this side, the river eventually grows deeper and deeper until it completely submerges tyrants like Attila the Hun, Pyrrhus, Sextus, Renier of Corneto, and Renier Pozzo. When they finally get to the other side, Nessus leaves them, and he turns around to go across the river, and basically goes home. And Dante and Virgil are free to go on their way into the seventh circle.